On day number 24, I took a 0 in Salisbury. So instead of a regular video, I'm going to be doing a Q&A video. And because it's really hard to get Wi-Fi, it's just going to be me talking over the AT logo and nickels. So first up, some of these are old, by the way, going back to the very start of my trip. Lisa asks, how do my feet feel? That is the one part of my body that still hurts the most. I'm recording this on day number 28 and not day number 24. So my feet have had the most issues so far, but they seem to be getting better. Do I study wildlife along the trail? And that question is from Susan. Not really, other than watching YouTube videos. What do I think of my gear? Asks Cheryl. So far, all of my gear has been fantastic. The one thing that has not worked has been my pack liner when it rains very heavily. Sometimes the inside of my pack gets a little wet. My pack is a DCF. That's the material that it's made of, and it's supposed to be highly water resistant, but sometimes water can still seep in. So I think I have to upgrade my pack liner to a heavier trash bag. Have I heard any turkeys? Asks Gary, of course. At Bear Mountain, that's the only time I've heard turkeys so far. Garrett asks, what's the coolest story I've heard? It's not the coolest story I guess, but when I was at Mosey's hostel, I met another hiker who said he was on the Black Forest Trail from April 15th to April 18th. Now that alone is not cool, but if you'll remember to the first 2 videos on this channel, I was also out on the Black Forest Trail from April 15th to April 18th. So it turns out that this hiker was maybe 5 miles behind me for most of this trip, and we just happened to come across each other somewhere in New Jersey. So I think that's pretty cool. Carrie wants to know how my water filter works, or show how it works. It's just a picture overlay on this video, so I can't really show it. But basically the water filter screws onto my bottle, and then I squeeze the dirty water that's in the bottle through the filter into my clean water bottle. Carrie also asks, has it gotten easier to go to sleep on trail? Yes. I think noticeably after the first week, it got very easy to go to sleep on trail. And that's probably because I was very tired after that first week. Karen wants to know more about Knife's Edge and what I thought of it. I thought it was crazy. There were just insanely steep drop-offs to either side. That's the first time up to that point that I actually felt kind of nervous on the trail. Just because if there was a gust of wind, it would have caught my pack, and I could have taken a tumble. So it was very exhilarating. Karen also asks what my favorite piece of gear is and most indispensable. I would say my favorite piece of gear so far would be my sleeping quilt. It's a 20-degree down quilt, so in the coldest of nights it keeps me nice and toasty warm. And the most indispensable, it's probably the safest piece of gear, but it's very tempting to get rid of my bear canister. It's 2.5 pounds empty. It's a lot of weight. It's bulky, but it's very easy to set up at night instead of throwing a bear line. Cheryl asks what kind of shoes I have. They're made by a company called Ultra, and they're the Lone Peak 5. Pam wants to know how I keep my phone charged. So I'm recording this right now in a motel, so that's one way to charge my phone. And I also have a portable battery bank which gives me almost 2 complete charges just from that. Carrie wants to know if I miss my parents. Of course. Rob wants to know what my favorite food has been so far. I would say the New York delis. There's, towards the end of New York, probably a deli every day, and I think I hit almost all of them. So definitely the town food delis. Carrie wants to know where the other hikers I met are from. Let's see. Austin, Texas, Virginia, now lives in Missouri, a couple from Pennsylvania, South Jersey, quite a few from Massachusetts. I recently met someone from New Zealand, so that probably is farthest. Karen wants to know if I've seen any cicadas. I have not. I heard that they're back home, but I have not seen a single cicada yet. Gary wants to know if I've had any issues with bugs. Other than a few bug bites and a couple ticks that I've seen, I have not had any issues with bugs. Gary also wants to know what my favorite state has been so far. I would say not New York. Either New Jersey or Connecticut. I think they have been amazing so far. And the last question, Carrie wants to know how many bakeries I have been to. I have been to 5 bakeries. One in the Delaware Water Gap, Heaven Hill in New Jersey, Dottie Audrey's in New York, and Cornwall Country Mart and Sweet Williams in Connecticut. If you have a question that I did not answer in this video, feel free to post a comment in the comment section, and I will try and answer that in a future video.